Hey guys, it's Ginger. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have the brand new collection from Madam Glam. This is the May collection. I believe it's called Blossom Glow. And it's kind of like a Mother's Day collection of sorts. It's absolutely beautiful. And we have 8 colors here. We've got 4 that are kind of like the last collection or the collection before that, where they were kind of pearly. Very interesting formula on those. And then 4 brighter kind of creams. Now this green one has a little bit of a shimmer to it. I'm not sure if you can tell in the cap here. Let's see if we can tell on the brush. It is so subtle, but it is there. Just a slight little shimmer. It's not like the pearly finish on the other ones. It's different and it's very bright. This is like tennis ball green. It's so pretty. I have not used a single one of these yet, you guys, and I am late getting this video out. I do apologize. It's been crazy. Prom week and dance recital and pageants and just like all the things. Plus there's construction going on right outside of our shop. So it's been kind of crazy, so I do apologize that I'm a couple days late getting this out to you guys, but as always, I'm going to swatch these and show you the comparisons. And yeah, so real quick on my nails, I have a color changing gel. This is a oldie but a goodie from Madam Glam. I have to find it to remember the name of the color, but then I did chrome over top of it. Let me find that name. Found it. It's called Shifter, and when it's warm it is a white color, and when it is cold it is this pink color, and it has a really nice transition in between, and the chrome on top is just so good. I think this might have come in an advent calendar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we got this one year in an advent calendar, so wasn't like a regular polish. It was like an exclusive. And on this hand, so beautiful. My base coat is Girl Power. And over top of that, I have this brand new Riya's cat eye polish. I'm obsessed with the Riya's cat eyes. They're so good. So you can see how it has pulled more from a purple to like a pinky color. And this shines so beautifully in the sun, you guys. Like, it is just stunning. I had already done this hand before I got this color in, or I would have had them both the same. But it's the nail tech life, you know. But this one doesn't have a name. The number is C36 from Riya's. So that is what I'm wearing. So without further ado, let's get swatching. at these beautiful colors. Oh my gosh. They are so nice. I definitely recommend 2 coats on the pearly ones. The green one needed 2 coats, and the purple one should probably get 2 coats. These two, however, 1 coat was pretty good. This orange is the brightest orange I've ever seen from Madam Glam. It is so bright. You know, Bahama Mama is like one of the brightest oranges. I think this one might be even brighter and a little bit more tropical-y because I feel like it pulls a slight bit more on the pinky coral side, but it's definitely a bright neon orange. And this color, Pink Elegant, is probably going to be one of the most popular colors out of this collection. It is a bright melony kind of pink. It's got that corally, peachy, pinky vibe that everybody loves so much. And I know this one is going to be so super popular. So, and I love the brushes on these. We've got those nice big brushes, which is great. And they work really well for colors like this. The pearly ones, however, they're a little bit harder to work with because the formula on these are so much thicker. So it feels like sometimes it's kind of hard to, you know, work with the brush with the thick polish on it, but still very doable. And I do prefer the rounded tipped brushes over the square ones. I've seen 2 different sizes though of the rounded tip ones, smaller sizes and these bigger ones on this collection. I love both of them. The bigger ones are great for getting that polish on quick and precise, but some of my clients have much smaller nail beds, so the smaller brushes are a little better. So, you know, it's personal preference, and it's preference on like what you need for the client, but I still prefer the rounded brushes over the square ones. What else was I going to tell you about this collection? I think that's it. Let's grab the other colors and do the comparisons. Okay, anybody remember where I put the pearly ones from the last collection? I don't. Did I put them in with the other colors, or are they on a swatch stick by themselves? I think it's probably that one. So yeah, no clue. But we'll find them, you guys. We will definitely find them. We'll find them eventually. But for now, let's take Neon Beauty, because it is neon and it is a beauty, and compare it with our other bright green things. So it's like a green apple green, or like I like to call it a tennis ball green. So we have Celestial Jungle. And like I said, this has a shimmer to it, but let's see, focus, here we go. It is so very like subtle, you almost can't see it. So I wouldn't let that be like a deal breaker on getting the color. If you like are wanting a bright cream that's this color, I still think it's a great color. It almost gives a little bit of a pearlescence, but it's not as streaky as the pearly ones. Hopefully that makes sense. So compared to Celestial Jungle, it looks to be just a tiny bit darker. Just a tiny bit. And of course, it's got that shimmer in it. And then we have the Big Apple. It actually fits like somewhere right in between these two. It's a little bit lighter than the Big Apple and just a bit darker than Celestial Jungle. So I think it fits perfect, like right in between these two. You wouldn't need all 3 of these colors. Celestial Jungle is a great one. That's gonna be it as far as what it's close to. So I would stick it right here. Like I said, you don't need all 3 of these, but they are not identical. So keep that in mind. Check out Mother's Muse right here. This is a beautiful purple. It did at first remind me of Girl Power, which is the one I told you I had underneath here. Ta-da. But when I grabbed it, I was like, oh no, Girl Power is much darker. This has got more of a lilac color to it. It's so pretty though. It's still bright and punchy and spring and all the things you want it to be. Okay, we got a lot here on this purple wheel. So let's see, there is Lilac You a Lot. It definitely pulls a little bit of a pink tone, especially compared to Lilac You a Lot. That is Pink Liberty, Spirit Guide. Here is Popsicle. This is a oldie but a goodie, and I feel like it might be faded just a little bit, but it does really remind me of that Popsicle color, which is like a pinky purple kind of color. It definitely fits in this kind of vibe right here. It's like, is it pink? Is it purple? I definitely call this a purple, but it does have a pink undertone to it. Here we got Pop the Champagne. And let's see if we got any more down here. And I will also look at my pink wheel with this one. Here is Vida Loca, definitely lighter than that. And then down towards these ones are definitely more of a bluey purple. Here we have Eternal Bliss, Perplexed. Do you guys remember Perplexed and how insanely popular that color was? There was an influencer, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, who had swatched this, made it matte, and everybody went wild over it, and it sold out over and over and over again. But yeah, anyways, we have Eternal Bliss, B-Day Bash, Healing Glam, and Girl Power. So it is still lighter than all of these. Healing Glam is probably the lightest, and it is still lighter than that yet. So very nice color on this one. Nothing exactly like it. And we'll check the pink ones here just to be sure, because there's a few purpley pinks. I really don't think these are going to be anything like it, but we will for sure look. And nope, nothing on there. And I will check also my pastel wheel just to see, but beautiful color. Here's the pastels. And I think it's gonna be just a little bit brighter than these. Voila, definitely brighter than that. These ones are a bit punchier. Here we go. Nope, nope, nope. Here is Angelic Sonata. And it's pretty close to that, honestly. It's just a bit brighter and deeper. So it's not as pastel. So yeah. Hey, look, I found the pearly ones. One of these is mislabeled as well. I think these two are switched. Lime Margarita and Apple Martini. I think those two are switched. I have not switched that over yet, but yeah, look, there's some of the pearly ones. Let's do Pink Elegance. This one is so pretty. Like I said, a melon kind of color. Do you remember, what is it called? My Crew, I think, was like that perfect bright melon color everybody wanted. Yeah, but it's definitely pinker. I like this better. This is so pretty. All right, Pink Me Up, My Crew. Here is Glam Element. Ugh, I love that one. These two would be beautiful together. Inner Peace. It's similar to Inner Peace, but it's a little bit more peachy corally. Inner Peace is just a bit more pink. You Free Tonight, Bubbles Troubles, and You're the Pink. Kind of similar in tone. It's just these are lighter. And then we have Your One in a Melon. That one's a little bit darker. Candy Pop. And we've got Bobbing Apples, Coral Flirt. So it's more like around here-ish. And yeah, I'd say You're the Pink. It's more in that tone. I'm gonna look at, I've got a peachy orange wheel as well. We'll check, double checking these pastels. Nothing sticks out on those. And two orange, here we go, peaches. So Positive Tomato, so pretty, I love that color, so hot. That one is a bright neon coral, which I love so much. And we'll probably go straight to the orange one from here. Sorry about the loud noises if you hear the trucks going by outside. Like I said, there's some road construction going on, and I can't do anything about it, so sorry. So these are all too peachy, corally, and this one looks so much more pink. So I definitely believe it goes closer to the Inner Peace and Glam Element, Your One in a Melon, all of those more pinky corals. So I'm gonna stick it on there, and then we'll do Infinite Love. Like I said, this is one of the brightest, most neon oranges I've ever seen from Madam Glam. So here's Bahama Mama, which is the one I would say was the very brightest. And looking at these side by side, you guys, they're almost identical. They're so close. Yeah, there is Blood Orange, which, ooh, is such a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna say it and Bahama Mama are a dupe. I don't know if Bahama Mama is available anymore. This feels like it could pull, like I said, just ever so slightly a little bit more red or pink toned in with that orange, but it's definitely super, super close to Bahama Mama. So I'm sticking it right there next to it. You definitely wouldn't need both those colors. They are that close, but it is beautiful. So if you can't get Bahama Mama, definitely get Infinite Love, because that is going to be summer color that you need. All right, now we're down to the pearls. I'm conflicted with these of where and how to compare them. Do I compare them to the other pearls? Do I compare them to colors that are similar? I hate that. So, okay, Silky Kiss. Here we have the other ones that were like the pearlies. I feel like this just adds to this collection of pearls. This blue one does not go. This green one does not go. And I think, is that all of them? Yeah, so it's just these 4. And then these 4. So I'm just going to show you what they all look like together. It's the exact same formula that we previously had. So we've got Silky Kiss, and that one is a little bit more purple than the pink one that we had, the pink daiquiri. And then we have Lilac Moments, and that one has definitely got more of a lilac tone to it. Here we have Blueberry Spritz and Pure Affection, and then Apple Martini, which actually I believe is Lime Margarita. Sorry that I've got those mislabeled. But this kind of fits in between there. It's kind of like a bluey, turquoisey green blue color. And then a punch of like yellow with Moms and Mimosas. And that one is kind of like an orangey yellow type of tone. So it adds to the collection of the pearly ones. Really pretty. No dupes on that. If you guys want to see one of these like next to a specific other color that's like a cream, a different finish, let me know and I'll take a picture of it and send it to you on Insta. But I just don't feel like comparing it to the other colors is right, because it's a completely different finish. So if I had, no, where'd it go? Like Pure Affection and like, you know, comparing it to like Caribbean Sea. It's like just a totally different finish. Even though you could probably find a similar color, it would just look so different because of the finish on it. So we won't be doing that, but I'm going to stick all of these next to the other pearly ones here on this pastel wheel. Will I remember that's where they are next time we get more of these? Probably not, but that's okay. But that's where I'm going to stick them. Okay, everyone, so that is the Blossom Glow collection. I would pick up this color immediately to have it on hand for clients, because I know they're going to love this one. It's going to be super, super popular. That's Pink Elegance. I love this color, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I do not love the formula of the pearly finishes on these. They're hard to work with. If the nail isn't like swatch stick smooth, like absolutely perfect, you're going to see every little bump and imperfection on that nail. I like them when they're swirled. I showed you that last time we had these in a collection where you can like put the little rosettes in them or just like do like a swirly design. I think they're great for that, for like a watery effect or like a beach shell kind of effect. They do have their specific place, but as just like a solid color on all the nails, I don't love them. They're not my favorite formula to work with. I much prefer a cream or a glitter. But like that, like I said, they do have their place. So not my favorite, but I do love this color. This one for sure going to be very popular. And this is like the brightest orange of all time. It's like burning my retinas out right now. And this one's really interesting too. I really like Neon Beauty. it's a good collection, you guys. It's a very good collection. This is our start into summer. This is probably the last one we're going to see of any kind of like lighter colors. And I'm hoping that next month's collection will be all bright neons. I love the bright, bright colors. Maybe some glitters in there as well. That would be really cool. So yeah, you guys want to pick this up, you guys can check out the link. It has a 30% discount code, Ginger10. No, Ginger 30, I believe. You guys, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Or you can sign up to be a VIP with Madam Glam and save 50%. I don't know if my codes for 10% or 30 now. I think it's 30. Oh my goodness, you guys. So anyways, yeah, all that information's in the description box, so I don't have to remember it. But thank you so much to Madam Glam for sending me this beautiful collection to swatch for you guys and do the comparisons. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!